When I travel, say 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm in Los Angeles airport, and there's a huge lineup. And they don't come away with 250 mil or even 500 mil. Some of them look like 750 mil. And they've got plastic tops with little holes so they can... What does caffeine do? Caffeine interferes with the little neurotransmitters in the brain. It causes a disruption. And what's the medical definition of depression? A chemical imbalance in the brain. Sugar causes a fuel imbalance. Caffeine causes a chemical imbalance in the brain. So you get a double whammy effect there. Plus the brain cells require calcium and magnesium to get the messages from cell to cell. Caffeine also leaches magnesium and calcium out of the body. People say to me, "Do you drink coffee, Barbara?" I say, "No, I just watch the people suffer." Day 1, Misty Mountain Health Retreat. That's how I know this stuff is dangerous. They suffer more than any other addict. Even the heroin and the ecstasy and the ice addict don't suffer as much as the coffee drinker. Isn't that amazing? Mind you, they recover a lot quicker. But the first is very intense, the first 24 hours. One lady came, I said, "What is your reason for coming?" She said, "I'm here with my husband. He has prostate cancer. I'm here to support him." They're in their mid-60s. She said, "I haven't been before because I didn't want to give up my 3 best friends." I said, "Oh, what are your 3 best friends?" "Sugar, caffeine and cheese." Well, on Monday night when she was vomiting and had a terrible headache, I thought, I'm not interested in friends like that. If they're your best friends, I don't know what your worst would be like. So a few days later, when she was over her suffering, Tuesday she was fine. I said, "Do you still consider them your 3 best friends? We've got to have an assessment of what a friend is." She said, "I never realised." And a lot of people don't until they stop. At Misty Mountain Health Retreat, people recover from their pain and suffering a lot quicker. One lady said she had a headache for 2 weeks. She tried at Misty Mountain and she had a headache for a day. So that was, I think it's because there are steam baths at the end of the day where you sweat out a lot of waste and the juices and all the bits and pieces we do. It speed ups the ability to come off addictions. And who would consider sugar and caffeine addictions? But they are. Now the third one, they might be a bit of a surprise to you, but the third one I think will be a big surprise, and that is wheat. In the 1950s, wheat went through intensive crossbreeding. When I was a little girl, the wheat grew that high. You go out west now, how tall does it grow? It's about a foot, maybe a foot and a half high. You see, in Mexico, Dr. Norman Bulag and his team of scientists put the wheat through intensive crossbreeding to produce a plant with a high yield. That was to save the starvation crisis in Mexico, Africa, India, and it certainly did help, and no one, of course, objects to that. But what was never addressed was the effect on the body. And the fact is, and you can check it out, look at glycemic index, which is how quickly the food breaks down to glucose in the blood. Sugar gets the blood sugar level up higher than sugar. And it's because of the starch that was created in the hybridization process. There are whole books written on this. So Wheat Belly by Dr. William Davis, he looks at it. Grain Brain by Dr. David Pert-Muller, he's a neuroscientist. He quotes psychiatrists who take their patients, schizophrenic, off wheat, dairy and refined sugar, 50% improvement. And Dr. Bruce Fife in his book Stop Alzheimer's Now, Stop Autism Now, take the autistic children, the Alzheimer's, any neurodegenerations, take them off wheat, dairy, refined sugar, 50% improvement.